The trouble with hogs is that they just keep on feeding. Zell Miller has been feeding at the public trough for over 25 years. Along the way, he's gotten a $150,000 house on a lot from Georgia Power. He's gotten his own bank and radio station, and he's accumulated the largest special interest war chest in Georgia history to try and buy the governorship. And if he gets to be governor, he'll retire with the largest pension in our state's history. And our poor state remains mired in the mud. Without adequate funding for quality basic education or developmental highways, with the per capita income having fallen from 46 to 48 among the 50 states, with the growing high school dropout rate, and the pigs just keep on feeding. And it's time we put these hogs out to root and got new leadership in the State House. Thank you. The trouble with hogs is that they just keep on eating. Zell Miller has been feeding at the public trough for over 25 years, a quarter of a century. Along the way, he's gotten a $150,000 house on a lot from Georgia Power. He's gotten his own bank and radio station, and he's accumulated the largest special interest war chest in Georgia history to try and buy the governorship. And if he gets to be governor, he'll retire with the biggest pension in our state's history. And our poor state remains stuck in the mud, with our per capita income having fallen from 46 to 48 among the 50 states, without adequate funding for quality basic education or developmental highways, and with a growing high school dropout rate. In it time we put... The thing about ostriches is that they keep their heads hidden in the sand during times of trouble. During 16 years as lieutenant governor of our state, Zell Miller has repeatedly ducked the tough issues. He was against a lottery in the early 80s, claims he's for one now. But whatever the issue, whatever the cause, he's ducked the tough decisions that the people of Georgia need him to make. Is it any wonder he's called Zigzag Zell? Let's get our heads out of the sand and turn this silly bird out to roost. The trouble with ostriches is that they keep their heads hidden in the sand during times of trouble. During 16 years as lieutenant governor, Zell Miller has ducked the tough issues that would cause him to be a true leader for the people of our state. Whether the cause be against the lottery in the early 80s and claiming to be for one now, he has failed to show the leadership necessary for advancement to the top office. Isn't it time we turned this silly bird out to roost and took our heads out of the sand? A man's word is supposed to be his bond, but Zell Miller's been all over the political landscape. Let's look at his record. In 1966, he ran for Congress as a liberal. In 1969, he was Lester Maddox's executive secretary, conservative. In 1972, he was executive director of the Georgia Party with George McGovern, the most liberal presidential candidate. 1974, he ran for lieutenant governor as a conservative. 1980, he ran a liberal Senate race, slandered and trashed Senator Herman Talmadge. 1983 through 86, he posed as a conservative again, worked against the lottery. And now in 1990, he supports the lottery because he thinks it'll help him in his liberal race for governor. Is it any wonder he's called Zigzag Zell? In politics, you see a lot of money change hands. Mostly it's out of the pockets of honest, hard-working, tax-paying citizens and into the pockets of corrupt politicians. No, any young poster that way. Okay, thank you, Joey.
I can tell you that one won't be used.
I know. Like I say, wording is off. I mean, you can't ad lib. I mean, y'all are welcome to fine-tune them however you want to, you know. It's just the concept that I wanted to convey, the concept of the visual you know, correlation between the zigzagging, for example, and you know, you do that poster with red on one side and blue on the other, and you're in pretty good shape, you know. So let's go have. We all know that the cream rises to the top. If a man is a good man, it shows, not just in what he says, but in what he does. Let's look at Andy Young's record. From 1958 on, he's been a Methodist minister in service to the kingdom of God. Started his first pastorate in Thomasville, Georgia. 1964 through 68, he was with Martin Luther King, helping to ensure basic rights and voting rights to a large part of our American citizenry. The damn people, one positive video. I mean, I'm tired of all this damn bitching about.
They're not going to accept that. It's too negative.
Look at this thing.